Grade 11s, we're looking at Analytical 7, and on this page we have 4 views, 1, 2, 3, 4, of a steering bracket, and there's a list of questions and a title block here. The instruction is that we need to find the answers to these questions and write them in here, which pertain to the drawings and the views that you see here on your left hand side. So let us go to the first question. So on what date was the drawing first checked? So we go down to the title bar and we look at checked by that person, and it was on the 15th of the 1st 2014. So that was, we're going to write in here the 15th of the 1st 2014. Then what material is the steering bracket manufactured from? We go down to the title bar here and we see that there is the material of cast iron. So that's the material used to manufacture this bracket, cast iron. Then the next question is the drawing method that was used to create the drawing. Right down at the bottom you'll find that the drawing program was AutoCAD, so it's a computerized drawing. So we can write CAD or the full word of AutoCAD, or just CAD would suffice as well. You can however fill in 2014, which is the year the program was released. Next question, how many threaded holes are there in this particular drawing? And remember, threaded holes have double lines on the side to indicate the thread. So if you look at these ones here, they are not threaded holes. You can scan all over the page. These are all just holes. But there's one particular hole here that you will see that has double lines on both sides, which indicate a threaded hole there. And it reflects on this view as well to confirm. So this is the one view, that's another view. It's not a different drawing. So that confirms that there is only one threaded hole in this component. How many sets of drawings are there? You scan here at the bottom in our title bar. This one is a set of 6, and this is number 2 of a set of 6. So the total amount is 6. What is the tolerance allowed on the dimensions? So you go down to the shaded area and it says here, unless otherwise specified, tolerances on dimensions are plus minus 0.25. So your answer there is going to be plus minus 0.25. How deep must the M10 thread be? So we're going to go and look at the M10. It's right here. It says the M10, and it has a depth of 7, and that 7 is 7 millimeters. So we're going to write here 7 mm. Feature A, what is it called? So we go to feature A right here in the top view. It refers to that little reinforcement there. We know what it is. It's either a web or a rib. So it's a rib or a web. Okay. Number 9, determine the dimension at B. So we're going to go down to B, or up to B there. Now, very meticulously it refers to that slanted section there, not the top, not the outside, the slanted one there. You won't find the answer here, but if you scan down, because that is the top, you're going to find that there's a lot of values here. The one we're looking for is this one here, from there to there, right? But they don't give you that one. They do, however, give you this outside one here, which is 34 diameter. But you will find on this section here, it states there 2 at 45. The 45 is the angle, but it drops down to 2. So drop down, a drop down of 2 here and a drop down of 2 there gives us a -4. from 34, which leaves us with 30. So that is going to be 30 diameter. Diameter 30, write it in there, number 9. And number 10, the feature at C, what is it called? So we go to C, we find where C is. That's the slanted area, both top and bottom, which actually goes right around. That is called a chamfer. Okay, we're going to write here chamfer. Number 11 speaks about the size of angle D. The size of angle D. Now you can go down to view 3 and you will find angle D there. The arrow basically indicates which angle we need. You have to scan and find that there is actually a 30 degrees from here to here. So we need to do a little bit of a mathematical calculation in terms of geometry. So a straight line is 180. So that entire section there is 180. Minus a 30 on this side here, which is this part over there. And it is repeated on this side here. So another 30, which altogether makes it 60. So that would be 180 minus 60. And that leaves us with 120 as an answer for that particular angle. 120 degrees. Number 12. What is the size of the hole marked E? So we're going to go to E here. There's E. This is a section that has been cut here. So if you scan over, it refers to this part over here. So that part, basically, if you follow it, the depth is 7, it's an M10, and there must be 5 millimeters diameter, which we see there as an answer. So we go and we write in diameter 5. It's the marked hole at E. Number 13. What is the size of the arc marked at F? So we're looking at this arc here. So if you scan over, you're going to find, I think that arc refers to that there. So they're talking about this whole thing here. So that is a piece that you see of it coming out, if you cut it here. So that is going to be on this line, and that diameter 20 is going to be your answer. So it can either be diameter 20 or radius 10. Both are accepted. Diameter 20 or radius 10. One and the same thing. Number 14. Determine the dimension at G. So we go and find G. G is right there. If you scan down, it can't be 10, because G only refers to this little part here and not the whole part. So that whole part is 10, but if you scan further down, you're going to find that it is actually 8, the part that we are looking for, and the dimension there. So your answer there would be 8 millimeters. Number 15, what type of section is shown on view 2? So we go to view 2. This section, it's only the bottom half, and the word half tells you what it is. It's a half section. Half section. The next question, what type of section is view 4 called? That can be interpreted as either a full section. So I'm going to write there, it can be a full section because it's cut right through, full section. Alternatively, it could also be regarded as something that has been removed, as a removed section. Both will be accepted. Removed section. Okay, just write that in there. Number 17. What do the letters PCD stand for? What does it abbreviate? So we are going to go, where's the PCD? The PCD is found right here. PCD refers to that circle there on the outside there, that hosts hole there, it hosts that hole, and it hosts that hole there. So the PCD is the center line of these holes that you will find here. PCD abbreviates pitch, circle, diameter. Pitch, circle, diameter. Don't ever forget that, please, people. Pitch, circle, diameter. Number 18. How many diameter 10 holes need to be drilled in the bracket? So just normal holes, not threaded holes. So if you look at the bracket, 1, there's a 10, it is a 10 opening there, 2, 3. So we're going to go, it can't be this one here because that is an 8 diameter. So we have to look at all the 10s because it specifically asks for the 10 diameter. So that would be 3 holes in the bracket which must be drilled. Number 19, what would view 3 be called? So if you look at this, that view 1 is your front view. That above your front view is your top view. This can either be your left view, and that could be your right view. So this is on the right hand side, your right view. In this case, it will be a sectional right view, front view, left view. So left view would be the answer. Number 20. Draw the cutting plane located on view 1. So you're going to draw a cutting plane here for the sectional view labeled 4. You know, this view over here. So for this view to be able to be shown here, you need to have a cut here. Where you're going to have that cut? On the center line here. So I'm going to draw a cutting line. I'm going to darken that little part there, and I'm going to darken that little part there because it will cut right there. This refers to that hole over there. This refers to that part that you cut through there. There's a hole there. It refers to that hole. And this hole that runs through here. These are all the other components that you will find here. That little hole there is that little piece of hole that you see there. So, because the section view is on this side, your arrows will face towards the opposite side against that darkened line there, and it will be labeled as A. So the arrows normally face the opposite side of the view, but it's on the side of the section view, facing that way, basically. Okay. Just to indicate to you as well how it will be marked. So you get half a mark for this line, half a mark for the arrow, half a mark for A, and if you double that up, you will get 3 marks as indicated here. Very importantly, when it comes to marking those. And the last question, 21, our most favorite question, which will be the projection symbol. By now, all of you should have mastered this projection symbol. A center line is the start, small circle, big circle, reflection of the small circle, reflection of the big one, the connection of it, and the fact that it's freehand will give you the 4 marks that it's worth over there. That concludes the analytical question. I hope that you have learned from all these analytical information that we have experienced.